She wants that, go get it. She wants that, go get it.
Hey guys, welcome back. Happy New Year. If you're new to the family, welcome. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how I customized and bleached my frontal. And I'm also going to be showing you in my second part of the video how I install it. It's a two-part series. Please stay tuned. Don't be surprised if you see me in a second video wearing the same outfit. It's alright, sis. It's planned. So I just want to show you guys a beginner-friendly version of how to do this. I'm gonna have you looking like the baby girl from the block, sis. Okay, we are plucked. We are bleached. This process does take a long time, but if you're really committed to this life, you are going to be fine. This isn't my first frontal, but this is my first legit frontal, and so I just wanted to show you guys how I did my first frontal. So specs of this hair is that this is a 13x6 frontal. Give me 1 second. So this is how a 13x4 frontal looks like. And I have a big head. This doesn't really work for me. And I tried so many times. I tried so many times with the 13x4 frontal to get it looking right and lay down like the way it's laying down right now, right? And it just wouldn't work. My head is big. It may not look like it, but my head is big. I have a 22-inch circumference in the hair size, and so I finally was like, you know what, enough is enough. I'm gonna try the 13x6 frontal. And the 13x6 frontal, if you have a big head like me, like I feel like my diameter of my head is kind of like wide, so it needs the 13x6. But when you come to my front hairline and stuff like that, like my brows, like my real hairline is pretty close to my edges. Like I no longer have those issues with the 13x6 frontal. So if you have like a lower hairline kind of issue, I would recommend you to get the 13x6 frontal because honey, it works, and I feel like I can be a part of the frontal fam because I wasn't. But yeah, so I'm gonna be quiet now and I'm gonna show you guys how the hair looks like. This is my work. Don't come for me. I'm not a baby hair queen yet, but soon she will be. And in case you're wondering, this dress actually is from boohoo.com. Don't sleep on Boohoo. Oh, let me give you the specs. So the front, if you kind of want this look, the frontal is 20-inch, and then the rest of the bundles, I have 2 bundles of 24 and 1 bundle of 22. I would also recommend, if this is your first time using a frontal, since this is a beginner-friendly tutorial how-to customization, I would definitely recommend for you to start off with the closure, then work your way up with like a lower quality frontal. But I'm not gonna lie, I don't really see a lot of cheaper 13x6 frontals, so that's what I would tell you guys to do for sure. So yeah, that's what I would tell you guys to do, to start off with a lower quality hair and then work your way up in that. And I will also tell you, if you don't really understand how to figure out your hairline, gel it all back or put edge control on your edges, and then kind of like trace your forehead with an eyeliner, like a white nude liner that goes in your waterline, and so you can understand your frontal, your hairline and stuff like that. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Happy New Year. Continue to slay this year. So whenever I bleach my hair, I always notice that I have flyaways. So the best thing to tame those flyaways is to use Got to Be Glued freezing spray on the baby hairs so it doesn't come in contact with your bleach. And of course I did this late, but I'm inserting the clip in here now so y'all know what to do first. So let's get your bleaching products ready. I'm using Kaleido Colors Tonal Lightning Blue Bleach Powder. Basically this is going to reduce the brassiness when bleaching your hair, and I used a 20 volume developer and mixed it in my black bowl. So it's 1 packet of the blue bleach powder and 2 capfuls of the 20 volume developer. And yeah, let's begin. The consistency of your bleaching should be like a creamy consistency, almost like ice cream or yogurt, but it still needs like a dense feel to it. So I just start applying it all over. I start in the front, make sure I get all the front parts covered. And I'm going to be using this brush from a hair dyeing kit. Next time I'm going to use a knife, a butter knife, to spread it, because I heard that's actually better than using a brush. But yeah, that's what I did. So once again, using the freezing spray on the hair to make sure that my baby hairs don't get too bleached at the front, even though it kind of did, but it's gonna have a trick for that coming. And here I'm just showing you guys how it's looking like. It's obviously bleaching and taking the bleach really well. And I think I let it sit for about 40 minutes. And so once you wash off your frontal, I am going to be using this lace tint spray that I made up myself. And that's just for it to match my skin tone a little bit better. I mixed Camel's Ritz dye and with lots of water. And there we have it. Once that's done, I'm going to blow dry it and then begin the process of plucking. It's a 13x6 frontal. I've already tacked it down. I've already bleached the knots, as you will see. So what I've done so far is the lace already came pre-plucked. And so what I did was to basically section out the front area where it's been pre-plucked, which is like right here, that have been pre-plucked, because there's no need to start off where it's been so pre-plucked and you don't want to make a mistake. So you just want to section that part off and leave like the denser areas, such as this, where it does need plucking. So the density is less on that area. There's not as much hair, so I just section that area off. And this is the area behind the hairline. That is where I will be plucking, where it's thicker. And this is the area I'll be plucking. I'll be plucking behind the hairline once again. I kind of like wetted the hair with water, and then I just went on and used mousse as well. It's going to be my middle part area. So why I did this way is because in the past, whenever I did do my lace closures or lace frontal, and I always wanted to go back and like change up the part, I would realize that I had plucked too much out. So it'd be hard to find like a decent spot to start over again. So basically my middle part, like right as you can see right here, is right there, but I've left like another side where I can also do a middle part, and another side here where I can do another middle part. So I'm just gonna tweeze these areas, pluck them just a little bit. This area right here is going to make it really dense anyway, so I'm just going to pluck them first and leave the middle section for the last. So let's get started. I'm going to be using T-pins, some hair shears, oil, foam wrap lotion, some water just in case, and my needle. And I'm going to be plucking on the slant. What I'm doing now is also parting it a little, getting out another section, because I don't want to start so near and dear to this area first, the first part that we parted. So I'm going to add some foam. And when you're tweezing, you kind of want to give maybe like half a centimeter space as you're tweezing. And then pluck back in the middle. If you're plucking, you kind of want to pluck from the root too as well. But I'm going to be tacking the hair down at the back so it can not move as much. I hope y'all are not like, what is this girl doing? But let me just explain myself. So what I'm doing right now is plucking the section behind the hairline. And I also made another section behind the hairline as well to pluck some more and to make sure that I don't pluck too much, because it's very easy to become plucking happy, because I love to pluck. So I'm just making sure that I don't do that. So once I'm done plucking the section that I had already put away, I'm gonna go back and pluck that some more. And then the final step of the plucking will be to unbraid the front part of the braid and also pluck at the hairline. I hope that makes sense, and I hope you guys are understanding what I'm doing. I'm just trying to be very careful. Hey dolls, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up if you want to see more hair videos just like this, or if you like how it's going so far. Thanks, guys. And make sure you subscribe, okay? Let's get this channel up. And make sure you follow me on Instagram. My name is Burberry Brit, as well as on Snapchat and Twitter. Okay, so this is an update on how this side looks like. And so this is called the hand test, when you go underneath the lace and put your fingers like behind the lace to see how visible your hand is. And you kind of want your fingers to show up underneath like this. Like this is about 1.5 inches. And I'm gonna stop plucking, because this side is looking good. And this is how much hair that I've gotten from the left side alone. Side A, but this is side B. And I'm gonna go do the same thing I did on side A to this side right here. After watching the footage of the video, and then also seeing that one side was different than the other side, the left side had a lot more hair than the right side. I went back yesterday, which was the 13th, and I tweezed it some more, and I can probably say that the left side is matching up with your right side. Okay, and it's because it's a 13x6 frontal. You can pluck as many, like, I don't want to say you can pluck a lot, but you can definitely like play a lot with the hair. Definitely play a lot with the hair. So the two sides of the hair has been done. Now what's left is the middle part of the frontal, where my middle part is, and we're gonna get into some things. We're gonna pluck it and make sure it's looking nice. I'm just gonna pluck a little bit up here. So I'm gonna use this T-pin to like kind of like make the part extra crisp. I'm just gonna take some of this. I'm just gonna smooth it out over the parted area, just so that the hair could stick down, because I don't want to mistakenly part, because I want the part to be extra sharp. Going for her look right here. She kind of has like a heart-shaped frontal, and it looks super natural. This is Arrogant Tay. I love his work, and I'm just trying to make me a wig that looks very similar to his. So this is what I'm noticing at the hairline. So I'm just gonna pluck a little bit right here, like away from the and honestly, I'm actually even gonna just try and pluck the any black knots that I see too. Like I said, you kind of want to leave an area for just the lightest part ever. I'm using a rat tail comb to part out a section in front of the hairline so I can pluck behind the hairline and then go over. And once I'm done plucking that area that's behind the hairline, go back to the front and pluck it all out. I hope I'm making sense. And I know I'm using all this mousse, but it's okay because I'm gonna dye this hair a little bit, so it's gonna be washed after this. Kind of at an angle. So I'm plucking at an angle, making sure not to get too close to the part, and just light strokes because you kind of want to see like a gradient fade effect. And you don't want to pluck too close to the part as well. That's what I'm figuring out. Like, you want to make sure that this area right here, you're not plucking too close to it, because I want this middle part to be as sleek and straight as possible. Making sure to pluck like 5 or 6 rows over, because I do not want to mess this up. And then now I'm going to take back the original one, because that was the one behind the frontal, the front of the hairline. And so now here we're going to do the same thing. I'm only going to pluck like a centimeter. But this time we're going to do it right at the line. Even going to just try and pluck the any black knots that I see. So I'm trying to be really light and easy when I'm plucking, because I'm going back to pluck some more, because it's very easy for me to be plucking happy, and I just don't want that to happen, and I love to pluck. So yeah, be careful when you're going back to pluck. That doesn't look as dense, and I feel like we lost our part, but it's okay. See, that's why I didn't want to go too close to the edge. If I wanted the side part, I could have it because of the way I tweezed and plucked it. Right now, I'm tweezing right at the front of the hairline. I know this process may seem long, like I'm doing it in like steps, but honestly, this is kind of like a foolproof method of doing it this way, because your results will turn out great and you won't make as much mistakes. It's like I plucked behind the hairline, made sure I made sure that the behind the hairline was looking good before I actually proceeded to the front of the hairline, because if you mess your front of the hairline up, there's no going back. So that's why I'm doing it this way. I'm going to try and create the baby hair before I cut it. Like the curl, because sometimes you can either cut them too short or too long. The baby hair, you can cut. So trust me when I say I've made a lot of mistakes when it comes to frontals, so that's why I'm doing it this way. It may seem slow and tedious, but trust me, like, slow and steady wins the race when doing this kind of hair. My hairline is probably not going to come all the way down here, but it's okay. I'm just going to make the baby hair for that area too as well. And so this is my first time using a 13x6 frontal, so I'm just playing with it, getting used to it, and also trying to play it safe. You don't have to do it this way, of course, but this is just my technique. And yeah, guys. Cut that off right there. That one could have been, might have been a little bit longer, but it's fine. This is just my method. You can do whatever you're comfortable with. This is just me, like, from experience, knowing how these things tend to go for me, because like I said, I don't wear like, I like baby hair, but I don't like an extremely over the top baby hair. So I'm gonna do what's comfortable for me, which is this way. You are welcome to do your baby hairs any way that you please. I'm gonna take a little bit more in that area. Just make sure that's able to look good. You kind of want to make sure the part where you take it from, like, you see how it's laying like that, that, you know, the hair is still going to be able to lay like that. This is a little too much. It's just going to get cut anyway. So, cut it right there. And I'm going to curl that back into the hair. Cute. It's not a real curl, don't mind that, but that's just me being lazy. Okay, let's fix that. So, I went ahead and kind of like put it on my head and measured it out. Not really measured, but just to see how far the baby hairs are actually gonna come up to my face and stuff like that. So that's done, and I went ahead and cut it because you guys had seen I had already shaped it, and I am going to try to put the baby hairs on. It's not gonna be perfect because I'm not working out from this angle because I want y'all to see, but I'm just going to, oops, I throw things. Hi, my name is Brittany and I throw things. And remember, when you're working on your frontal, make sure to periodically stop and put the frontal on your actual head and see how your plucking is going. And I also took it off to see how my frontal hair, baby hair is going to be looking like. But the final product, the final tweaking is not done until you're actually completed sewing on the wig and you're going to lay the baby hairs on your actual forehead. So this is done on a mannequin head, but the final finishing touches are actually when the wig is complete and you're putting it on your head. So we're just playing games here, but the real thing is, the real customization is done when it's on your forehead. Repeat after me, it's done on your actual forehead. Okay? Okay. All right. So silly me, I forgot that I didn't tweeze the front of my hairline on the other side when I was doing the baby hair. So I'm just going to show you guys a close-up, weird-ass angle version of me tweezing the hairline. And so for the part, I actually didn't pluck it. I just made sure I parted it really crisp. So that's what I'm doing right now. And then if I see any black knots, I'm just going to pull it by the root with my hands. And we are at the end of the video with some brief tips and tricks from me, so watch till the end. This is a different part from the actual first part that you guys might see. What I did was just to use really I used an eyeliner, like a white nude liner, and just put it on a T-pin for my hair and just kind of like traced it so that I can have that super but neat straight line, and then also went over it with my bronzer and went over it, and it's looking crisp and I didn't even have to pluck it. So I'm super impressed and super pleased, and best friends of life, best friends of life. I don't know how to dance, so I'm not gonna force. So we have our Eco Styler Professional Clear Gel Balm. I use that to lay the baby hairs. As you can see, they're laid. Foam wrap, get you one. It's alcohol free and it does not mess up your glue. Got to be the OG. I've been seeing a lot of girls use something different, but for now, I'm not too picky about this. And the black one. Love you dolls. I hope you guys learned from this video. I hope I was able to teach you guys something that you didn't know. I know it's a long one, and I will definitely talk to you guys next time. Bye.